Paralives is proving that you don't need a $100 million budget to shake things up in the life simulation genre, and in less than a month since launching into early access on May 25th, the game has reportedly sold over 900,000 copies and generated more than $31 million in revenue. For a small independent studio, that's absolutely incredible. We're also going to be talking within that interview how they compared to The Sims, and we're also getting into a patch update as long as with new content that's being added, and how gamers are just loving the overall vibe that Paralives brings. It's like a breath of fresh air in the life simulation community. But of course, y'all already know, before we get into that, let me introduce myself. My name's the Simian. My name is Yin. I play life sim games. Did you see what I did there? And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. We talk all things life sim. So I do want to quickly start off this video where we go into Alex, the CEO of Paralives Studio and founder of the game as well. Now, this interviewer was asking all the right questions that we want to know, and simply translated, he said, actually, there is only one city, but we drew inspiration from Quebec City, a place we as Quebecers really love. He did also mention The Sims, saying that our main competitor has never really faced any competition in that specific genre. So right now, from the start of this project, our goal was to fill a gap in the market, and players like me, fans of The Sims, were waiting for alternatives. That's essentially how we managed to win players over, and they were looking for other games of this type, and we succeeded in capturing their interest with some new features. Innovations we introduced that set us apart from The Sims and made the game more appealing, such as build mode, curved walls, walls of any length. It's much the same across the various game modes, introduced new features throughout. He did also go on to say we've sold over 900,000 so far in just 15 days. We didn't expect that at all, and we are aiming for at least 100,000 to be comfortable as a team for a few years. Okay, so that's 9 times as much. Yeah, we're really surprised. We still can't believe it, but how do you explain it? Which, they're not lying, the numbers aren't lying, go on the internet. And he did also continue to say, yes, exactly, right from the start of this project 7 years ago, when I was recruiting, I wanted to attract top talent by setting up a revenue sharing program. So we share 12% of the game's revenue, which results in nice bonuses that we pay out to the employees every 6 months. So the team is getting their money after all the hard work of this game, which is amazing. He did go on to say people have all kinds of requests, and it's fun to involve them in the development process, and we've been receiving plenty of suggestions from the very beginning. We've received over 150,000 form submissions from people suggesting all sorts of things, and since the launch we had a form on our website that people can fill out. He does go on to say, you know, you see it in the industry and it does happen, but we certainly like being an independent team. When asked could you be acquired by a larger company, we have complete creative control, so we don't want to sell to anyone right now, and we're very happy with our current situation. I think this is amazing in my personal opinion, and after reading all of that, I do have to say that this is genuinely one of my favorite success stories in gaming right now, to be honest. I think it's amazing that despite all the success, the team has repeatedly said they're comfortable remaining independent in an industry where, you know, just studios are constantly getting acquired or pressured to grow as fast as possible. So it is refreshing to see a team focus on making the game they want and just making it stay true to the, the vision that they've already had since everything. And I'm telling y'all, it's amazing how many freaking collabs they've already done. Like, Paralives has been incredibly transparent since 2019, so I know there was a couple of delays and setbacks and moments where fans had, we had to be a little patient a little bit, but looking back, the game, like what it is today, I think the patience paid off. I was even getting a little irritated towards the, beginning of the process of them, but again, I do have to remember that this is something that's going to grow with time. The community is clearly excited too. There are already more than 13,000 items uploaded to the Steam Workshop, which we're going to get into in just a little bit. And one of the things I love most is the developers aren't ignoring criticism or feedback, which is exactly why they are already coming out with new content, unpacking, of course, the new collab, Eat as a Group. They did a couple of bug fixes where you can fix an issue that prevented players working more within 50 from the Steam Workshop. Pair folks no longer teleport. court, fixed the pathfinding issue with the hairdresser. They've been going all in, and I just absolutely love that. And I do want to get into mods. They've already said that 13 items have already been uploaded to the Steam Workshop, and someone was like, I would if there wasn't a 50 mod limit, and they corrected that within the next patch when they said that we're aware of this issue, we're working on it, and they went straight into it. There is a bunch of simmers over on Twitter that have posted all of their, Steam workshops that they've gone. Of course, you can do things like staging and leveling up your pair of skill, and I think the most iconic one that a lot of people are really excited about is the Sims 3 camera is officially released for Paralives. This is thanks to Twisted Mexi. So I think this is awesome, especially headed towards the right direction of allowing mods when you first have early access in the game. A lot of, games nowadays are kind of iffy about whether or not how much, stuff they actually want to put into this, but they were able to, and I'm really glad that we are getting mods within this game because the game is not even officially finished. So there's so much they're still working on, and people are loving it. Like everywhere you look, there is Paralives clips, shorts, TikToks, Instagram reels, YouTube videos, lore, conspiracies, controversies. People are going in, and I just love that, and it just makes me very excited for this game. Now, they are very, very transparent throughout their entire process, and they do have game feedback. They want to know more and more information on how we are feeling as gamers, so please do not take that game feedback lightly. Let them know, what are you having issues with? What do you want to see? I mean, this could be a completely different game in 2 years. I personally think it's going to be a different game in 2 years. I mean, the fact that they were already working on fixes for teen romance interactions, and then just how quickly they addressed the situation with parents not being able to eat together as families, you know what I mean? And the progression has been fixed. The team even responded super quickly to concerns about previous download limitations with the 50 mods, and they have very positive reviews, over 10,000 plus since the early access release. Now, there has been some question regarding console, and they did say that there are no plans for console version at the moment, but we are considering it for the future, and that it's not going to be available for phone or tablet. I know a lot of console players were like, well, maybe we'll end up getting some console in there here. I don't think they're going to focus on that just yet. I think they want to build the foundation of the PC first, and who knows, they did say that Paralives is the name of their studio also. It's not just the game, it's the studio itself. So maybe Paralives Studio will be, incorporating a console game later down the road. They did say that the kind of relationship between developers and players that helps games survive, not just for a year or two, but for next 5, 10, or 15 years, they're actively listening, taking notes, and implementing changes that people want to see. And one of the things I love most, like I said earlier, is that I love that the developers aren't ignoring criticism or brushing off feedback. They're being very straight up. So again, while there are no, plans for console or mobile or, just your iPad, the team has said that they're open to considering some of that for the future. So we're just going to have to wait and see what exactly happens. But seeing Paralives be approached with 1 million copies basically in under a month is not basically, this is what it is. It's really exciting. And it's not just for Paralives, supporters, but for the entire life simulation genre, because I know people don't like to compare, or people don't like to use the word competition, but competition, I do agree, is healthy. But again, they are their own game. People want to bring Paralives and Zoe and The Sims, the top 3, the most into comparison, and which I obviously do see the comparison, because it's kind of hard not to, especially since The Sims was such a dominant life genre for such a long time, and it still pretty much is. Paralives is just getting its feet off the ground, but we will have to wait and see 2 years from now what it's going to be looking like, because the way they're fixing things and the way they're going through feedback, I just it's making me excited for DLC. It's making me excited for the weather. That's still coming in early access, so that's really, really exciting. So I don't know, y'all, just like I said, just seeing them being, approaching 1 million copies, I think competition is healthy. And it's just that players are having choices. It's always a good thing, in my personal opinion. So I do have a question for y'all. It is do y'all think that Paralives has already secured its place as a major player in the life sim genre? Or do y'all think that the real test will come when the full version is actually released? I would love to know your thoughts down below. And y'all, I want to thank y'all so much for your patience. I've been trying to get a video out for the longest, but just in time. There is a lot of news that's happening with Paralives and other life simulation games too. So, you know, stay tuned because there is a lot going on right now in the life sim community. So I'm planning on getting these videos out to you guys, but thank y'all so much for your patience, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Whether you're a silent viewer, you like my videos, you share my videos, or you comment on my videos, at the end of the day, you still showed me some love. I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.